So before we get started on the preparation, I just thought I'd spend a little bit of time going through the food groups just to give you a bit of background information, so it makes it a little bit more practical for you and you also see where I'm coming from, but more importantly how you can adapt it for your particular situation. So starting off with the protein, you should have a list of protein that's provided as part of the impact diet. So it's not an exhaustive list, but it's a list that I've produced. And what I've done for the preparation for today is I'm going to be using salmon, sea bass and chicken. So that's going to be my protein source for a week. And also I've got some eggs in here as well. So those are my choices. That's my particular preference for food. I've just put in here, just out of interest for anyone that may be a vegetarian, lentils, because if you're a vegetarian, you can substitute this for your vegetarian option, so you can do that. I'm also going to be talking a little bit about protein shakes, because again, for some people they're quite effective. For me personally, I find them highly effective. They may not be for you, but I'm going to cover them anyway, because if you've never tried protein shakes before, I've had some clients tell me that has been an absolute game changer in helping them to achieve their goals and keep on track. So those are the protein food groups I'm going to be going through. Just in the background here, you've also got a NutriBullet, which I'm going to be using in conjunction with the protein shakes. I've got some ingredients I'll be adding into the shake, greens and flaxseed. So that's the protein side of things. Now, you may be thinking, because I said earlier on, protein, fats and carbs, that there are fats in this as well. Well, the way that I have put this program together is for ease really, is to say that everything protein based is just purely protein. So I don't think about the fat content in the salmon, for example, although I know there's fat in the salmon. I just totally negate that and don't think about it. I just treat that all as protein. When I talk about fat, I get all of my fat from nuts primarily. Nuts and also avocado as well, a good fat source. Now you may be thinking, wow, he's got, for example, cashew nuts here, they're highly fattening. Well, they are if you start eating a whole bag load at once. But if you're weighing and measuring these things out, it's quite possible, and it is possible, to have any selection of these nuts, but at the right amount. So I will be using my scales, and I'll be weighing and measuring so you can see exactly how much I actually use. Again, you're going to need to adapt to the amount that you have. It could be anywhere from as little as 5-10 grams of nuts up to 30 grams, depending upon your size and what you're trying to achieve. But again, I'll give you some good ideas about the amount of fat you should be using as well. And then we get on to the carbohydrate source. So the carbohydrates, you'll notice that there's no rice here. There's no spaghetti, there's no pasta, and people often don't appreciate that these, vegetables, fruits and vegetables and fruits are actually a carbohydrate source. And the really good thing about these are they're very high in nutrition but very low in calories. And when you're putting together this whole eating plan, the only thing that you really have to weigh and measure is your protein and your fat. This stuff you can eat in abundance. Apart from not going overboard with the fruit, everything else you can eat as much as you like. And then finally at the end here, what I've got are some of the condiments that go with it. So we've got ginger, cinnamon and nutmeg. I tend to use those with my shakes, but they can also be used with some of the meats as well. I've got balsamic vinegar. I've also got olive oil there as well, which I'll be introducing into some of the salads and some of the roast vegetables I'll be cooking. So that's pretty much everything in terms of what I would use. But again, don't treat this as an exhaustive list. Do look at the list of foods and you adapt it to your particular situation. Hopefully you found that useful. Let's get on now and do some of the cooking.